Thank you for being with us today, and if you really like the devotional, please share it with someone else. Jesus told another parable, and this time was about the lost son, also known as the parable of the prodigal son. For many, this is the most famous parable in the Bible, and it is about a man who had two sons. And the younger said to him, "Give me my share of the property." And the father decided to divide his livelihood between his two sons. So a few days later, the younger put together all he had and left for a far country, away from his father, away from any restriction. And there he lived and squandered all his property, all what he had, in a reckless living. We have to stop there because there are so many little things, historical and cultural details that we need to consider in this story. From the beginning, the story tells us that the father had two sons, but one of them wanted to live away from him, away from his love, away from his rules. All he wanted was what the father had. So he took it and then he left. For those who were listening to Jesus, they knew that this was an interesting story, because in those times, in those places, requesting the inheritance from a person who was still alive was considered a crime, because the inheritance was to be received after the death of the person. But doing it before, especially if as a request, they considered this like a homicide. In this case, parricide, because he was like saying, "I don't care if you live or die. All what I want is what you have." And whoever acted like that was considered guilty, and they stoned him to death. For those who are listening, they know that Jesus was speaking about some of them who all they wanted was to take advantage of their status as children of God. That's why they couldn't give love to the sinners, because you cannot give what you don't have. See you tomorrow.